to my channel. It's your girl Janine. Today I will be telling you guys, what am I talking about this? I don't know. Today I'll be telling you guys about my labour and delivery story. It definitely wasn't one that went according to plan. Stay tuned if you want to find out how my beautiful baby boy came into this world. Okay, so it all started on the 20th of March 2020, right here on the bed. So 2 o'clock in the morning, I was fast asleep right there, and I was woken up to this weird feeling. Kind of felt like mild period pains. I just tried to go back to sleep. It then happened a further 2 times. At this point I was like, okay, haven't had this kind of feeling before. I then WhatsApped my partner and I was like, something's a little bit different. Just be on standby tonight. I didn't even know if he'll be awake. He replied back pretty much straight away, and yeah, he was awake. He was like, okay. So at 2:30 now, I'm still lying here, and then guess what happens? I get a show. I was like, something's going on down here. So I got up out of the bed and went into the toilet. I just put a pad in, and I went back to bed. Okay, so yeah, after I had the show, I updated my partner. He was like, okay, this is like actually happening. As soon as I got in the bed, 1 minute later, my waters went. So between having the show and the waters, there's pretty much no gap. It broke all over the beds. My mom heard me, and my sister had woken up at this time. So they all came in. I'm literally there on the bed like this. As I'm coming out of the bed, the water's literally dripping out on the floor, and I'm like, okay, I need to get in the bath. The contractions were getting a little bit stronger. I got into the bathroom, and then my mom was like, Janine, you're not getting into the bath. Don't be stupid. Just hurry up and get ready. Let us get to the hospital. So obviously you guys know, once your waters break, then yeah, you have to go to the hospital for them to check you out. Doesn't mean you'll stay, but you have to go. I then rang the midwife and informed her what has happened. So she was like, come straight to the delivery suite. So I obviously messaged my partner and was like, okay, waters are broken, we're going to the hospital. So he got in a cab and was making his way down there. And my sister, she drove me, myself and my mum to the hospital. Okay, so we're in the car now, driving down to the hospital. Bear in mind, guys, when my waters broke here, the midwives ask you what colour is the fluid. At this time it was clear. In the car, my waters are still going. There was a lot of fluid. My trousers got soaked. So we got to the hospital now. We're in the car park. Yeah, there's a big wet patch on my trousers. So an hour from the time that I had my first contraction, we got to the hospital. Yeah, then we went up to the delivery suite. My partner literally arrived the same time. Then they opened the doors. Then the midwives were like, okay, there's too many of you guys. Only one person can come in. Obviously this was due to the coronavirus outbreak. So anyway, my partner ended up coming in with me. So they took us into the room that we was meant to deliver. The midwife took me into the toilet and she checked my pad. This is where my heart sank, guys. Checked, and from it being clear, it was now green, which means the baby had pooed. So then the midwife was like, okay, baby's pooed, you're not going to be able to deliver here. You're going to go to triage, so they need to check you out. So that's what we did. So me and my partner went to triage. They kept us there for monitoring. I had the straps on. Oh my gosh. One midwife, she tried to check how dilated I was. Lord have mercy, she was lovely, but oh my gosh, I didn't know how forceful they are. You just think they're going to put the hands up and feel around. No, they're like... So I was just like, oh my gosh, this is too much. I was like, no. And they was like, no, stop. It's like, was I being a wuss? I don't know. So they couldn't get a real like measurement or whatever to know how far along I was. And then afterwards they sent us to the labour ward. So we got to the labour wards. I'm still having contractions. They're getting stronger and stronger. I got introduced to another midwife. By this time they started doing handover. So the night shift were leaving and the day staff had come in. So it must have been around 8 o'clock in the morning now. We meet our new midwife, who was absolutely lovely. Doctors were about to do their rounds, so they were obviously informed that the baby had pooed. So their main concern at this point was that, okay, we'll monitor how it goes, but obviously we don't want to leave baby in there too long because he'll start to get distressed. So when they came around, that's literally what they said. Then the doctor, they wanted to check how dilated I was. They needed to know at this point. Guys, they checked. I was 1 centimeter dilated, guys. What? I was having contractions like 6 minutes apart at this point. I was not dilating. They was like,
okay, Miss Morel, you're only 1 centimeter dilated, so we're gonna give you a drip called Syntocin.
I already knew about this drip, guys. This is what I was dreading. I did not want this in the first place, but needs be. So I was like, okay. So I already had a cannula in me from triage because they had to get fluids in me. So when I was there on the labour ward, again, they put up lots of bags of saline, and then the doctors were like, okay,
the baby's heart rate looks like he's struggling a little bit, so can we push them through stat?
So they put a pressure bag and was pushing all the fluids through. Just because contractions were getting stronger and stronger. When they put up the drip, they were getting even stronger, to the point where I was like, okay, let me use this gas in here. And they're like, I felt like you weren't even doing anything, so I just dashed the thing down there to my side. Yeah, so baby's vital signs weren't doing too good. They could see on the outside that he was in distress. My midwife had popped out for a second, so then the senior midwife, she came in and told the other midwife to decrease the Syntocin drip, because she's like, it's too much, the baby's struggling, he can't cope. So it's probably around 10 o'clock now. The doctors kept coming in and out, reviewing me and baby. And then they was like, okay,
Janine, we're going to check you again to see what's happening because we're not liking what's going on.
So they checked me, and at this point, I was only 3 centimeters dilated. Ah, come on now. Obviously, at this point, they was like, okay, we need to consider a C-section. I know you don't want it. Oh, yes.
You're only 3 centimeters dilated. We've been going for a good few hours now, and baby is not doing well. He's struggling.
So I was just like, okay, how long are you guys going to give me till you make your final decision? It was like,
we'll give you 10 minutes.
I was like, oh, right, okay. So they put me to like on my left side to see if his vital signs would pick up a little bit. Oh, by the way, at this point, I did take like the epidural. When I got told I was only 3 centimeters dilated, I can't even I was like, yeah, I want the epidural. I can't cope no more. The Syntocin is killing me. And I got the epidural. Yeah, so they put me to like on my left side to see if there was going to be any change. There wasn't. So everybody came rushing into the room before the 10 minutes was even up. There's like, right, Janine, we need your consent. We need to get you to C-section. He is struggling. I'm like, okay. Then they told my partner to get ready. Before he even got changed, they took me out of the room, wheeled me down to the theatres, and then prepped me for the surgery. So it all happened quite quick. So we got into theatre about 1 o'clock. I don't know how I felt at that point. I was just like, this is not what I had planned at all. But you know what? Whatever happens, happens. It's in God's hands. Let's just get this baby out safely. Yeah, so then they prepped me. They gave me a top up with the epidural meds. Then they just checked to make sure that it was effective by spraying me with like cold spray and asked me how far up I can feel. After that, they put the screen across in front of me and yeah, called my partner in. He sat on my left side at the top, and then they was like, okay, we're gonna begin. Everybody in there was so lovely, like they was talking me through. I started dozing off a little bit while I was on the table. All that I could feel really was them pulling and a little bit of pushing. So baby was taken out at like 2 in the afternoon. The surgery lasted about an hour. Yes, an hour. Yeah, so when they pulled him out, they lifted him above the curtain and then they showed me the baby. I was just like, oh my gosh. It was just a surreal moment. And then they put him on the little thing to weigh him, and apparently he weighed on his hat. But we was glad that he was okay. He came out screaming. So after that, they stitched me up and then sent me through to recovery. So that was literally how he came out. Yes. So in recovery, they give you like tea and biscuits and stuff, and then they sent us around to the wards, which is where we stayed till we was discharged. We stayed on the ward overnight, because I had had a C-section. They keep you on bed rest for 12 hours. Also, they give you a catheter because you're not allowed to get up. So at night, they was really trying to establish breastfeeding. The midwives came along every often. This baby was so sleepy when he came out. Oh my gosh, he was not even trying to latch on. We had to take off his clothes to wake him up and keep him alert just so he can feed. In the end, they ended up giving him a bottle just so he can have something in his stomach. So like I said, we came out at 2 o'clock. So then after 12 hours, they get you up out of the bed. So at 2 o'clock in the morning, the midwife came round and she was like, right, Janine, let's go. Let's go to the bathroom. Let's go and shower. So she took out the catheter first. They got me up. Well, actually, she kind of made me get up by myself because they had to see how I was coping. I just put on a brave face got up out the bed slowly and made my way to the shower. And then in the morning, I was so eager to get out of there. Baby was fine. They checked his vitals overnight. He started feeding a bit better, so that was good. I was like, okay, we can work on this as we go home. The midwives were quite helpful with getting him to latch on. So then about 10 o'clock the next day, obviously the doctors came and did their rounds, and then I just inquired and was like, okay, what's the plan for me and baby? Can we go today? They was like, okay, yep. They just got to do a few checks. They did his hearing check, then they make sure that you read before you go. And yeah, afterwards they did our discharge papers, and my brother-in-law came and got us, and then we went home. They sent you home with like Flexine, so I had to take those for the next 10 days, injecting myself. All right, let me finish this video quickly. Yeah, pretty much that's it, guys. So that's how he came into this world. Yeah, he's doing amazing. So that is my video, guys. That's my labour story. Stay safe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Take care, God bless, and bye.